Hey folks, Dumock the Artist coming at you once again from my hidden bunker deep within the bowels of the city. And recently I had been reading a story about a young man, a minister in the Seventh-day Adventist denomination, who, after going through like some really difficult experiences in his own life and after questioning a lot of the teachings within the Seventh-day Adventist Church, he decided that he was going to take a risk just for his own, spiritual enlightenment, to try and get a better understanding of atheists and how they think, how they live, etc. This was after a conversation he had with an Episcopal minister friend. And he'd been living for a year as an atheist, going to atheist gatherings, reading atheist books, etc., etc., and so on. And he did it in the hopes that it would give him a much better appreciation for the people that he has to interact with on a regular basis. And his story eventually caught a lot of media attention. A lot of Christians were very upset about it, mainly because, atheists are considered worse than Nazis and worse than child molesters for some strange reason. And, a lot of his Christian friends had wound up turning their backs on him. He lost his jobs. He was homeless for quite a period of time. And, the story had finally made its way to Facebook, where a bunch of people were discussing it. One of whom was a fundamentalist evangelical individual who made the statement that if he were to convert, if this guy had converted to atheism, he obviously must not have been a real Christian to begin with. And I made the statement that I was also a devout evangelical fundamentalist Christian. I was a Pentecostal, spoke in tongues, believed I was saved, believed I was filled with the Holy Spirit, and I saw a lot of really interesting things, but they weren't really enough to overcome a lot of the problems that I had encountered as a fundamentalist within my own spiritual walk. And of course, he made the same statement that no true Christian, hold on, I gotta do the voice right, no true Scotsman would ever leave the Christian religion. So, I kind of wanted to, and the reason, and it really got on my nerves, because here's a person that knows absolutely nothing about this pastor, and knows absolutely nothing about myself, and he has the audacity to make a statement which essentially means that if you walked away from the church, you were obviously never a believer to begin with. Really? So let me ask you a question. Were you there when I went through my long, dark night of the soul, which lasted about 4 years? Really? Were you there when this guy had really struggled to build up his church and build up his congregation, where he worked to bring people in to the seats and where he worked to get people closer to God? Were you there? Because the statements of no true Christian is obviously false, because there are people who were true Christians that are leaving the church because a lot of people are sick and tired of the drama. They're sick and tired of the emotional manipulation. They're sick and tired of the political gains. They're sick and tired of their religion being used as an excuse to treat their fellow human being, their fellow American, like second-class citizens. Now, I personally wouldn't classify myself as an atheist. My particular development didn't lead me in that direction. Right now, I kind of fall under a theistic agnostic, where it's like I believe there's a creator, but I don't necessarily believe in religion. There's a difference between the two. And When I hear Christians say things like that, what they're really trying to say is the fact that this person left bothers me because my religion tells me that God will hold on to me no matter what. Okay. That still doesn't change the fact that some people who were sincere, who lived in that religion for a very long period of time, made sacrifices. And that's the part that really kills me, is that, these are a lot of the people who have left the church, who have grown very disillusioned with the church, are people who have made very huge sacrifices in terms of their time, in terms of their money, in terms of their resources, in terms of, at times even their sanity. And when they realized that they had been living a lie, and they realized that they had been living with a whole bunch of mental manipulation and brainwashing, that these Christians then have the nerve to say that you were never a sincere believer because you left. I mean, the messed up part is that these are the kind of people that kind of remind me that I am glad I left. That individual is the kind of person that makes me go, yeah, I'm kind of glad I walked away from that, because if he's in it, I don't want any part of it. I spent 10 years of my life where I gave up a career in art. I gave up a lot of things. I gave up friendships. I gave up opportunities. I gave up jobs for my ideology and for my religious beliefs. And looking back on that now, I felt like such an idiot. But no one in my life from then or now, well, maybe now they could, but no one from then could ever say that I wasn't sincere in my beliefs and that I wasn't sincere in what I was trying to do. And what is also very frustrating is that, when I hear stories about this minister and a lot of the grief and aggravation he went through, for people to then turn around and say that he wasn't a sincere believer when he was doing everything in his power to live up to the words of Jesus and to practice his teachings to the best of his ability, and they have and the fact that Christians were the ones who cast him aside, that Christians were the ones who cut him off, that Christians were the ones that left him unemployed and broke, to then have the nerve to say that he wasn't a real believer. I have to ask this question: what were you doing with your life? Did you go to school for ministry? No. Did you give up a part of your life so that way you could serve your community? Did you give up a part of your life so that way you can make life of other people better? No. And you can always tell the posers from the people that are very sincere about their beliefs, because the people that are sincere about their beliefs, the people that are real about their beliefs, they don't have time to judge anyone. They don't have the time or the energy to really, make pronouncements like that, because you know what? They're busy living their lives. They're busy doing what they know is right. They're busy making sure that other people are getting the help they need. I'm talking about the real decent human beings who just happen to be Christians. Or insert religious ideology here. But it's the douchebags that really make a lot of us who are outside the church go, yeah, we don't want any part of that. You've already proven that you can't be trustworthy. You've already proven that when the chips were down, you were right there to kick us where it hurts. thank you once again for reminding us why maybe a lot of us shouldn't participate in your religious circles anymore. This is Dumont the Artist signing off. Sanchini Falcha. Have a nice day.